Okinawa, strategic link in the Ryukyu chain, an island strong point in the southern defense system guarding the Japanese mainland. On L Day, April 1st, 1945, it is the assigned mission of the amphibious forces of the 10th Army. Backed by heavy fire from the naval support ships, assault troops of the 24th Army Corps and the 3rd Marine Amphibious Corps head for the beach. Tanks embarking in the assault waves make headway under their own power. In addition to overall waterproofing, special auxiliary flotation gear gives the tanks the necessary buoyancy. This increases the facility with which armored units can be brought ashore. The pontoons are secured so that they may be jettisoned immediately after the vehicles have attained the beach. Landings made on adjacent beaches hit the east central shore of Okinawa and are relatively unopposed. The 24th Army Corps, consisting of 3 divisions in assault, has pushed south and east toward the main city and airfield of Naha. Here, the 1st and 6th Marine Divisions, comprising the assault force of the 3rd Amphibious Corps, drive inland to the east and northward. They are committed to severing the island and securing the whole northern section. Encountering little more than light and sporadic rearguard opposition, the assault makes such rapid progress inshore that by 11 o'clock on L Day, the L+3 objective line has already been reached. Featured by broken contours, the terrain of Okinawa, an island of volcanic origin, is rolling to mountainous, and a great portion of its 485 square miles is under cultivation. Cover and concealment are good, but the topography presents the enemy with good observation for delaying action. Soon after landing, the assault forces and their civil affairs sections are presented with the task of collecting, screening, and detaining a large disorganized civilian population. The Okinawans, an ethnically vague race of Japanese nationals, are by no means antagonistic, but as they number close to 300,000, the security and health of our forces make them a definite military problem in the operation. The progress inland is impeded by the tactical destruction of bridges by the retreating Japanese. However, where the conditions permit, forward motion is not delayed by reconstruction. Boarding is accomplished without much difficulty. Roads and trails impeded by mine craters and roadblocks are quickly repaired by the advancing units. Okinawa is laced with a good tactical network of roads, which facilitate the movement of foot troops, as well as armored and vehicular units. Recurrent opposition is encountered, particularly in the hilly regions, from snipers and small isolated units emplaced in well-concealed caves and underground installations. These are reduced individually by explosives and small arms fire. This particular sniper's nest has already accounted for 7 Marine casualties during one day alone. In the hill country, a small patrol seeks contact with the enemy in advance of the main body. This dummy tank was successful long enough to draw our fire. Captured airfields are found to be supplied with dummy and obsolete planes which served as decoy targets. One type of suicide plane is discovered intact. Jet-propelled and human-controlled, this craft is actually a piloted bomb. Comparatively early in the operation, airfields north of the invasion beach area are captured and put into quick repair. These fields, as soon as they are operational, make it possible to augment with Okinawa-based aircraft, carrier-based planes, and those from other islands in support of the ground action. Aside from the tactical considerations is the strategic value of these runways in future operations. Located as they are, only 350 miles from Japan proper, 750 from Tokyo. By now, it is apparent that the enemy's main numerical strength had been withdrawn to the southern part of the island prior to our landing. But this is no certainty, and those Japanese still in the north are formidably emplaced and tactically adept. As the advance continues, self-propelled 105 millimeter artillery is brought up in support of the infantry assault troops. The fire of an LVTA is brought upon an enemy-held settlement. Almost completely undamaged, a flotilla of so-called suicide boats is discovered. 17 feet overall, 2.5 feet deep, and with a 5.5-foot beam. They are armed at the bow with 300-pound drums of picric acid. Stowed in the side of a hill overlooking an isolated cove, they were to be launched down these runways. Waterborne, they would be powered on their mission by 6-cylinder motors. Unique to most previous Marine Corps operations, Okinawa, with its heavy population, supported a large number of village communities. This necessitates much street fighting and house-to-house cleanouts. Flame is used to advantage in flushing stubborn opposition from villages and prevents their reoccupation in the rear of our advance. The enemy has, up to this phase of the operation, shown no indication to surrender himself or his position, except with the most tenacious opposition, and with an effectiveness way out of proportion to his numbers. Although the progress is steady, each resistance point has to be overcome with a concentration of effort. With the enemy in command of much of the tactical high ground, the advance is carried by the infantry without heavy support weapons. To supply troops in isolated positions, food, water, and ammunition are delivered by parachute airdrops. This is especially valuable here in hill country where advance units have outstripped their communications and have progressed into terrain difficult to negotiate for Amtraks or other cross-country cargo carriers. Here, too, they would be exposed to enfilade fire from the heights, and the airdrop is the quickest, most expedient means of supply. Japanese aircraft come in constantly from carriers and other islands in the Ryukyus. The enemy still sticks stubbornly to his positions, determined to make the cleanup as costly as possible for the advancing Marines. Caves and other hillside emplacements receive direct fire from our tanks.